Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sydney, and if you are new here, this is just a place where we can talk about true crime, spooky, scary ghost stories, weird internet mysteries, and anything I got going on in my brain. So, today we are back. I took a couple videos off, but we are back with Tier 3 of the weird YouTube Iceberg. And without any further ado, let's get into it. This is going to be a long video. Maybe grab a little snacky, grab a little drink. Make yourselves comfortable, and let's get into today's story. So before I jump into today's iceberg, I just want to put out a disclaimer like I did with the other tiers of this iceberg. This tier, of course, the farther we go down, the darker it gets. We're going to be talking about ideas of suicide, self-harm, gore, mental health issues. I highly suggest that you proceed with caution. If any of these things could be triggering to you, I suggest that you just skip out on this video. There are other videos, and please just take care of yourself. That is the most important thing. I love you. Be safe. Take care. See you in the next one. So, starting off on Tier 3 of the Weird YouTube Iceberg, we are going to be talking about Miss Shay St. John. So in July of 2007, there was a video uploaded to Elastic Spastic Plastic Fantastic, and it was called Hand Thing. It depicts a woman, who we'll later find out is Shay, and she has a doll's mask on, a very long, dark wig, and what looks to be mannequin arms. It's very unsettling the first time you see it. That's for sure. Another person who looks kind of similar, except for they have a blonde wig, peeks their head from around the corner and they say, "Hey, are you still doing that hand thing?"
Shay? Are you still doing that hand thing? I heard you're doing the hand thing today.
And the rest of the video is just them like moving their hands around and making a bunch of really weird noises. Like I said, it's very unsettling. Yeah, that's about it. It's just very unsettling. But this random YouTube video is just scratching the surface of the Shay St. John channel, and we're going to get into the lore and all that good stuff. So the origin of Shay St. John is that she was a model and a celebrity who got into a horrific accident. It's kind of debatable how she got into this accident. Some say that she was hit by a train, others say she just got into an accident, and that she was also used by the CIA for a mind control experiment. This caused her to transform into what we know as Shay St. John, and she kind of redid her whole appearance, added a doll's mask, a wig, and made herself beautiful again. So while the original Miss Shay St. John channel has been taken down, if you look up that channel now, there are no videos on it. We do have, through archives and different YouTube users, a very wide array of their videos. And as we watch some of these videos, you can really see the inner thoughts of Shay, how she feels about LA and that obsessive lifestyle of beauty and fame. From an outsider's perspective though, we can see some of the cracks in her storyline, as some of her behaviors seem obsessive and almost like she's suffering from some sort of untreated mental illness. I'm gonna leave links down below, but there's also a website by Shay St. John, and this kind of shows more of the inner workings of Shay herself. I'm just gonna read a little description of Shay from her website. It's pulled straight from her website. If you follow that link, you can kind of do a deeper dive, but just so you guys get a better idea of what this channel is all about. So on the home screen of the website, this is what's at the very top. It says, "Hi, my name is Shay St. John, and I am pleased to meet you. If you do not already know who I am, you must live under a rock. Long story short, I am an entertainer, I am a model, I am a singer, I am a magician, I am an actor. I am so many things. I am also the world record holder for having the most problems." So obviously the creator of Shay St. John wants the audience to know right off the bat that this person is somewhat unwell. And there's a series of videos called Triggers that kind of speaks to this point. For example, in one video, it's just Shay typing on a computer and she's saying, "I'm on the internet 24/7, over and over and over again, and it becomes more manic and more stressed out sounding the more that time goes on.
God, I can't even believe it. Yeah, I told Susan I signed at least 29,500 autographs to stay on the internet 24/7, yeah. God, I'm so glad he got me that new autograph machine. Give me on the .com. 24/7 on the internet. I stayed up 24/7. Okay, bye. Yeah, on the internet. Yeah, the exposure. Hello again, .com. Okay, bye-bye. 24/7. I can't believe I'm on the internet. 24/7. 24/7. 24/7. It's on the internet. Yay!
There's another video called Turkey Day where Shay gets invited to a Turkey Day party and she goes and you just kind of follow, I guess, a day in the life of Shay. This video, Turkey Day, was actually shown in an LA theater and it really freaked a lot of people out, and for good reason. Just seeing like some of these clips, watching a little bit of some of their videos, it's creepy. In my personal opinion, looking at some of these videos did kind of affect my mental state. It made me feel anxious and sad and distressed, and I think that that's exactly the point of this entire channel. So the artist behind these videos and the channel in general is a man named Eric Foreigner. He was a creative person, he was very artistic, but he didn't like the spotlight. He was actually the singer in a band, but he kind of hated having all of the attention of being a singer in a band, which I find very interesting. He seemed like a very down-to-earth guy. From the sources I could find, it seemed that Eric used this character, Shay, as sort of an outlet to how he was feeling. He used her to kind of deflect the spotlight and put it on a character that was so obsessed with the spotlight. And I find this super interesting and a very cool concept. Eric unfortunately passed away in 2010 from his rampant alcoholism, but he did leave behind truly an incredible project. I think he set out to do something really, really hard to do, which was to make an audience feel something. I feel like we're so desensitized to a lot of the media that we see these days. This project was created, you know, in the early 2000s, but it still evokes such a visceral feeling, I think, to the people that watch it. And in my book, that means that it's a very successful project. And I think Eric did exactly what he set out to do, and that's very admirable. The next video on this iceberg is called Jimmy Neutron Happy Hour. Now, if you've watched my other tiers of this iceberg, you probably know that some of the videos are just weird as fuck, and they don't really have a true deeper meaning like, you know, say Shay St. John's channel, things like that. They're just there to weird the audience out, and this is one of them. So this is just a 1-minute video of Jimmy Neutron's dad, and he's just murdering Jimmy Neutron's mom, and then he's being just like really creepy towards Jimmy Neutron in like a not cool kind of way.
Jimmy, your mom is dead.
No, more about gel coat.
And then the video ends with Jimmy Neutron ordering a pizza, the pizza coming, and then the pizza just slicing his dad's head off. And that's how the video ends.
Oh shit.
I have no words for this one. It's definitely weird, but there's not much to say. I kind of wonder how many of these videos are created. Just like somebody's chilling in their bedroom one day watching Jimmy Neutron and they're like, you know what YouTube needs to see? You know, like it just doesn't really make sense, but we love it nonetheless. Next up, we are going to be talking about Lee Hardcastle's channel. Much like in the previous videos, all of the links for these videos are going to be down in the description box. If any of these topics sound interesting to you, I highly suggest that you go to the channels themselves and subscribe, watch their content, because I think that you'll find it super interesting. And Lee Hardcastle's channel is no exception. I just want to say first off that the craftsmanship and animation of Lee's channel is incredible. So Lee uses stop motion and claymation for his videos, which I love anything claymation. I think it's so cool because it probably just takes so much time and I can't even imagine. Anyway, I'm geeking out. So since we are talking about Lee's channel as a whole, I'm just gonna highlight a few of the videos that I thought were interesting. So first off, we are gonna be talking about Simpson Couch Gag Part 1. This video opens up with the iconic Simpsons family sitting on their couch and watching TV. We notice that Bart looks off and he sees something out of the corner of his eye. Bart stands up and goes to take a closer look, and then out of nowhere, an arrow comes flying through the window and pierces Bart in his head. And the rest of the video is just sort of a descent into complete madness. If you're familiar with the show, you'll notice that the people that are invading the Simpsons house are actually the bullies from the show. And so the bullies are just basically massacring the entire family. Again, viewer discretion advised for this video, although it is animation, it is claymation, it's very well done, if you know what I mean. It's very well done, so just be advised. This video ends with Lisa being the lone survivor, and she looks to the open and broken window, and we see Chief Wiggums, and he just murders her. And that's how the video ends. Hooray, we always talk about happy stuff on this channel. Another video titled Minion Ways to Die is basically just minions being killed in many different ways. And it's only a minute long. It's so funny. It's so funny, especially if you hate minions as much as I do. I think that they're really annoying. It's so good. My personal favorites from this video is when the minion is getting grated with a cheese grater, and there's another one where the minion has like a cigarette in his mouth and somebody's like clicking a lighter. I just think it's so clever. It's really, this channel is just perfect. I love it. The last video that we're going to be talking about from Lee's channel is called Hamster Death. So basically this video is split into different parts of a hamster's life, starting from when it gets captured by a little boy and shoved into a box under his bed. We basically see the hamster being trapped in a cardboard box with this other hamster as it's basically tortured by the little boy.
Right. Bumpy cars. Vroom, vroom, vroom.
Without giving too much away, the video does end very sadly. Both of the hamsters aren't treated very nicely. There's a lot of different things, and I don't want to spoil it because it is such a shocking end to the video. So again, I highly suggest you go watch it yourself, but I think that not a lot of artists capture what it's like for children to have pets. I think if anything, this just kind of shows parents or anybody who's thinking about getting a pet how traumatizing it can be for the animal if you're not taking good care of it. And while I might be looking into this too much, I think it's just a PSA, but also a tragic story of a hamster. So I think the way that this is pronounced is Mariana Morgard Glesgorv. There's no way in heck I'm saying that right, but it's something along those lines. I will put it on the screen so that we can all know the name of the video. So there's not much known about this video, honestly. We don't know who the creator is, and we only kind of know the general timeline of when it was created and posted on YouTube. This video was posted in 2008, and there are many different versions of it from what I can find, and I'm not sure which version is the true version. I linked one of the versions down below that I think is as true to the original as I could find. But the first half of the video is just a man staring into the camera. He has no expression on his face, and the entire video is covered with like a red filter. The framing of the video also shifts slightly after each second, giving this kind of, it's almost like the man is moving, but he's not. It's pretty eerie, and there's no sound at the first part of the video, which makes it all the more creepy. At the halfway mark, we suddenly switch to a close-up of the man, and he all of a sudden has this weird crooked smile. There's also a dark guttural laugh that can be heard. It's honestly pretty jarring from switching from that like nothing to suddenly a very close-up creepy image with such a creepy sounding background. I don't like it. We then switch to another frame where we see a close-up of the man's eyes, and his eyes are shifting from like a red to a yellow color, and his eyes almost look amphibian-like. It's very strange. The video then appears to start over. We see that first frame of the man just standing there from far away. And suddenly the video switches again, and we see the close-up of the man, and this time the background is swirling and all psychedelic. There's different colors. There's also a weird warped beat playing, which makes it really creepy, and the man's widow peak changes and shifts almost into devil horns. So according to legend, the original video was about 2 minutes long and only seen by 153 people, one of those people being an employee at YouTube. So out of the 153 people that watched the video, all of them physically removed their own eyeballs and then took their lives. The only survivor of this video was actually the YouTube employee, and he is now, according to legend, under constant sedation. And YouTube obviously took this video down right after they realized what damage the video was causing. Other sources say that the victims of the video actually mailed their eyeballs to YouTube headquarters, which is, I mean, that can't be sanitary. It is also said that YouTube will periodically put a 20-second version of this video up on YouTube to kind of distract people from the actual video that keeps getting reposted every once in a while, just to save people from harm. If this story is freaking you out, have no fear though. This was confirmed to be a creepypasta, pretty obviously. I'm sure most of you could tell that from the very start. A few days after this video and story had made its rounds on YouTube, people found out that this was made by an eBaum's user and posted to YouTube. We even know the name of the man who's actually featured in this video. His name is Brian Cortez, and he seems like a very chill dude. And he doesn't look creepy at all when he doesn't have a red filter over his face. Next, we're going to be talking about Poochie and Pansy. I don't know if I just live under a rock, but I've actually never heard of Poochie and Pansy, and it seems like everywhere I was researching, everyone was like freaking out because they love Poochie and Pansy, and I just didn't know it existed. So this is actually a 7-part mini-series surrounding our two main characters, Poochie and Pansy, and they are just cute little puppers. They are so cute. They decide to go on an adventure to save a kitten from an evil witch. The first 3 episodes appear to be normal, almost like a kid's show. The animations are very bright and colorful, and it's just this epic adventure of Poochie and Pansy, you know, defeating villains in order to save the kitten. But it is in episode 3 that we actually see a shift in the storyline. Poochie actually gets his eye plucked out by the evil witch, and it's in order to save Pansy from falling into a vat of boiling acid. And it only gets weirder from there. As the episodes go on, we slowly seem to descend into madness. It's just disturbing images and weird sounds. But kind of the real message through all of this is that what you see on TV is real, and what is in real life is fake. I found out that Poochie and Pansy is actually just a promotion for an ARG that's actually solved. And this is on a channel called Nathan Israel. This channel consists of a number of puzzles and riddles in order to find a character that's actually featured in Poochie and Pansy, and this is called the Gangadiddle. I will obviously show what a Gangadiddle is. I'm not entirely sure what a Gangadiddle is, but it's just kind of fun to say. The creator of the ARG and the channel, who calls himself Huntmaster, admits that he is controlling the Gangadiddle. And we actually can see the Huntmaster in many of the Poochie and Pansy videos. As he flashes in images, he moves very strangely and acts very oddly throughout the Poochie and Pansy videos. If this seems confusing, it's because it is. I didn't want to go into too much detail and have this turn into a Poochie and Pansy video, but it is very involved and very interesting. If you guys want a full video on the ARG, Hunt for the Gangadiddle, and Poochie and Pansy, let me know because I would be happy to do a deep dive. I love researching all things spooky, so I'd be totally down for that. Let me know what you guys think. Next, we're going to be talking about poodle exercise with humans. I kind of love this because it's just a little break from the spooky and the scary. It's weird for sure, but it's kind of a nice change of pace. So this is a 3-minute video that features a woman with obviously very fake muscles, and she's teaching us strength and endurance with the help of her poodle friends.
Open your legs. It's up, squeeze, and down. Again. It's up, squeeze. Last one. Down. Ready for action. Hold it up, squeeze it up. Now get it up. Take it up. Squeeze the top and press.
So from what I could tell, this is actually an advertisement made by director Nagi Nada for the company Panasonic. And this advertisement was actually made for the 2004 upcoming Olympic Games. I don't know. This might sound dumb, but the whole time I was watching it, I was trying to figure out how they got the poodles to look so realistic. And I guess because I knew it was made like around the 2004 time, I was very impressed to find out that they just CGI'd poodle faces onto the actors that were playing the poodles. It looks very good for 2004. Jumping right back into the weird and wacky, we are going to be talking about the video Flying Russian Girl. The original video was posted on March 2nd, 2009, and it shows a very good boy named Tarzan, and he's just running through the woods with his owner. At one point, Tarzan zips off screen, and his owner can't seem to find him. He's running after Tarzan. And Tarzan starts barking at something, and the owner kind of pans the camera, and we see why Tarzan was barking. We see what appears to be a young girl, and she's just levitating in the air.
Что это? Тихо, тихо, Тарзан. Тарзан, тихо, Тарзан.
And we can see her guardian, I think it's her mother, and she's just kind of looking up, watching her daughter levitating in the air. And the thing is, she doesn't seem concerned by this. She seems like, oh yeah, this is just something my daughter does. She just, you know, floats in the air sometimes. I don't judge her. Let her follow her passions. We see the girl hover for a few seconds more before her mother kind of catches her as she's falling out of the air, and the two run away off camera. This video is very strange. And from the comments below, I saw a couple very different reactions to this video. Some commenters said that they could obviously see some sort of device holding the girl up, like some sort of harness or something. But other commenters were like, oh yeah, I used to levitate all the time when I was little. Girl, what? And there wasn't just like one or two comments that were like, oh yeah, I used to levitate. It took a lot of my energy. But like, there were like, I saw 5 or 6 comments like that. And while they could just be trolling, is this like a thing? Is this a thing that sometimes children just levitate in the air and we just don't know? So honestly, it's probably just an early internet hoax, but either way, this video is very strange and very eerie. Next, we are going to be talking about David Lewandowski's channel. And let me tell you, these are some of my favorite videos that I've seen in a long, long time. I don't know how else to describe it besides these videos are just a bunch of bendy boys and they're just living their lives, you know? Videos on this channel. The first one is going to the store, the second one is late for meeting, and the third is time for sushi. Brilliant. So from what I could find, the first video was actually made as a sketch for a Channel 101 video. And then David just kind of really enjoyed making these videos and continued on to make the second 2 videos. And we are truly blessed for these. Truly, truly blessed. David is actually pretty well known for his work on the motion graphics for the films Tron Legacy and Oblivion. Additionally, he's directed and worked on different music videos for bands such as Flying Lotus, which is very cool. While the videos themselves don't seem to have a lot of meaning behind them, you can tell that this was truly a passion project of David's, and I suggest that you go watch these videos, because if you're feeling blue or sad, I think David's videos could really help you out. They're really, really fun. For this next entry, I couldn't really find a lot of surrounding context for the video, but I will tell you what I do know. So this video just features a lot of different images: flowers, clowns, illustrated baby dolls, creepy places, things like that. And they change shape and they change color, but that's not really what's weird about this video. What's weird is the sounds that are being played in the background, and I'm not gonna play them because they are kind of distressing, and I'm gonna link it below, obviously, if you wanna listen to the video, but I will try to describe what it sounds like. To me, it sounds like a mixture between screams and like a squeaky violin. Like if you hear somebody that doesn't really know how to play the violin, it's just like, yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. The video is named after the band Carl Meyer, and the sound comes from one of their songs called The Play. I really couldn't find any information on why this video was made, if it was just, you know, supposed to be a promotion for the band, if it has nothing to do with the band itself. I'm not entirely sure. My best guess is that it was just made to, you know, scare the crap out of people, and it worked. It's very scary, it's a little unsettling, and so I guess it did its job. If you guys know anything about this video, I would love to know more, so feel free to leave it in the comments below. The next video we're going to be talking about isn't creepy in and of itself, but the backstory is. The video Edirum, Pretty Woman, is just a video of an older man, and he's lip syncing to the song Pretty Woman, and he's just having a good time. Kind of innocent, a little bit creepy if you think that old people lip syncing is creepy. I don't know. He has kind of crazy eyes, I guess. But let's get into the backstory, because with the added context, it is a little bit more unsettling, to say the least. So the man in this video, his name is Edward Muskar. He was a local TV personality out of Kansas City, and he was on a couple of TV programs. He was actually on a children's show called 41 Treehouse Lane, and he was the host of a late-night TV show where he dressed up like a vampire. In 1986, Edward was arrested and charged for sexual battery, and he served 18 months in prison. Additionally, he also had to serve 10 years of probation. This is not great when you think about how he was a TV personality on a kids show. I couldn't find out what exactly happened, why he was charged, but not a great look. Anyway, in 2006, he started to post YouTube videos, which is when this video, Pretty Woman, became popular. Outside of his internet persona, however, he was found to be breaking some of his probationary rules, including having a computer, which is where he was posting his YouTube videos, and having alcohol. These items were obviously taken away, but Edward continued to post YouTube videos with the help of one of his friends. This was obviously quickly discovered by police, and he was sentenced to another 5 years in prison for breaking his parole. I think this video is kind of innocent. The backstory is obviously probably why it's on the weird YouTube Iceberg. And I don't know, I have mixed feelings because the video itself isn't that creepy, but the backstory is. I was actually kind of waiting and wondering if this channel would pop up on the weird YouTube Iceberg, and here it is. We're going to be talking about Benjamin Bennett's channel. So if you don't know, Benjamin Bennett has a YouTube channel and a series called Sitting and Smiling. These videos are usually about 4 hours long, and Bennett is just sitting in an empty room, and he is sitting and he is smiling. There's no background noise, there's no movement. Benjamin just stares directly at the camera, sits there, and smiles. It's creepy, like super creepy. I tried to watch it and I got really uncomfortable super fast, which I didn't think I would. Like, I can't even do it for more than like 10 seconds without my face hurting. Like, bravo, Benjamin. So it's been stated that this channel is a form of endurance art. And endurance art is pretty popular. It's where the artist is doing something almost painful or very, very disciplined for hours on end. And this is a form of art. And it really is. It's kind of obscure, but really, like, that is a true form of art, in my opinion, anyway. So probably the most notable episode of Sitting and Smiling actually happened on Bennett's 5th live stream. About 2 hours and 35 minutes into the 4-hour live stream, something strange happens. We see behind Benjamin, a door opens, somebody peeks their head in and goes, "Hello?"
Hello?
We later find out that Bennett lives alone. He wasn't expecting anyone. Literally, somebody was trying to rob him. Isn't that fucking nuts? Once the robber notices that Benjamin is home, he quickly closes the door and leaves. But Bennett, he doesn't move. He just keeps sitting and he keeps smiling. This man is committed to his art, and I'm so proud of him. Can you imagine? Dude, if I was getting robbed and I was doing a video right now, you would see me get up and scream. No doubt. And I'm not even doing anything endurance-y. I'm just chilling. It is kind of interesting though, because I've watched the video a couple times and you can see his eyes kind of like widen a little bit and his smile kind of like gets a little bit more strained. But he, like, that's it. That's all you can tell. It's can't get over it, it's crazy. But you should take a gander at his channel because not only does he have his Sitting and Smiling little series, but he also has a series called Walking and Talking. And kind of like Sitting and Smiling, I kind of see this as also an art form because he's just walking and he's just talking about anything. And he does this until either his battery dies, he just stops walking, or just wants to stop. He doesn't really talk about anything particular, which is kind of why I like this series. The next video we're going to be talking about is Garfield. Garfield. Did you think that we would have another Garfield video on this iceberg? Because I honestly didn't. But here we are. This video feels like a fever dream, but also if I showed this video to anyone who hasn't seen Garfield or heard of Garfield, I feel like they could definitely get the gist of exactly what Garfield is and what he's about. I can't really explain, so I'm just not going to.
I'm damn hungry. I want some lasagna.
You're eating us out of house and home. Garfield. Where did all the hamburger helper go?
So our next entry is actually a short animated film that was uploaded to YouTube in 2017 by Felix Colgrove. If you have 10 minutes to spare, you should definitely go watch Double King, which is the name of the short film. It's super cool. The animation is awesome. So our story follows a king who is obsessed with getting crowns. We go with him as he journeys from kingdom to kingdom, killing all the other kings and getting their crowns and adding them to his collection. It's only when he tries to take the crown from the earth itself, or the king of the earth, that he fails. He starts seeing crowns everywhere he looks, and ultimately this is his downfall. He actually chops off his own finger and bleeds out. In death, he is seated at a table with all the other kings that he killed. A large skeleton sits at the head of the table with his own magnificent crown. Our main character obviously wants this crown, and he tries to steal it multiple times from the Skeleton King. Ultimately, the Skeleton King throws the crown at our main character, and this hurls our main character into oblivion. I like this video a lot, and I think it actually kind of captures the downfall of obsessing over riches and wealth. While it may seem like the most important thing to do, it ultimately leads to nothing, to oblivion. And I think that's really interesting. Our last video, although it was higher up in our tier list, is called Hi Stranger, and I wanted to save it for the very last. This is because I thought we could use a mood booster, and this video is just, I think, the thing that can do it for us. This video features a claymation nude dude, and he is talking directly to the audience. He talks about how he's missed us and that it's been a while. I like this video because his voice and the background music is so calming. And I think it's on this tier list because it is a little bit unsettling. It's kind of creepy, it's kind of weird, but I think the message kind of shines through all of that. He talks about stopping and taking in all of nature's beauty because it's so important.
Check out the sunset. It's so nice to stop and take all this in. It really makes you enjoy being alive.
He also talks about how he's seen how hard we've been working lately and how we keep stressing out about the little things, but how it's okay because we are wonderful and we are worthy of love.
You're so hard on yourself, but you're wonderful and worthy of being loved. You really are. You just have to let yourself believe it.
There's some parts that are weird, don't get me wrong.
I want to remember all your shapes.
But I really like the message of this video, and I think it is a great way to bring us back and, you know, kind of cleanse our palate after the weird YouTube iceberg. And that is all I have for you guys. Thank you for joining me for this doozy of a video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did like it, And comment down below, what was your favorite weird video that we looked at today? Anyway, I hope that you guys are having a great day. Enjoy that nice weather, get outside, and keep being the bad bitches that you are. Bye, guys.